Hello, this is Star Conflict, and today we're going to talk about 5 best ECM interceptors in the game. Our list will include 1 ECM coming from ranks 1 to 5, 1 from ranks 7 to 9, and 1 from 10 to 13, and another one from ranks 13 to 15. Phew, that's a mouthful. We'll also do our best to name the best premium ECM interceptor in the game as well. What's important is that, once again, it's not a top 5 per se. Every machine that we mention is the best in its own rank group, not the best ever. We also do not talk about custom ships because these machines can be customized in millions of ways. How can you judge that? Okay, we're in trouble once again from the very start. In the first group, the only things that set ships apart are their available modules and modifiers, the number of slots for these modifiers, and also the ship's survivability, which varies a little bit. Try as we might, we're unable to pick one low-rank, non-premium ECM interceptor that is objectively better than any other. But there it is. That's the rank 6 Jericho ECM Interceptor Talon. Its defining feature is the bonus that increases the duration of ECM modules by 20%. Of course, as a premium vehicle, it is also capable of using any active modules that are available to its non-premium brethren. For example, the excellent Quiet Hours blocker, which, under normal circumstances, can only be installed on the Neutron. When you activate this module, all opponents within the range of 2 kilometers cannot use their main weapons for 2 whole seconds. Or even 2.5 seconds when you use it on the Talon. Nice, right? Starting with rank 8, there are a lot of interesting picks. Take a look at the Chris ECM. With certain builds, it can dish out lots of damage. But you have to remember that with only 1 engine modifier slot, it will almost always be as sluggish as a fighter. Ugh. Or take a gander at its excellent older brother, the Chris AE, which boasts amazing maneuverability and makes great use of kinetic weapons. Both machines are made by Jericho, but in the end, we still opted for the Empire interceptor called the Black Swarm. It's not as nimble as a Chris AE, duh, but it has 2 capacitor slots as well as considerable bonus to its energy regeneration speed, which means that you can freely install an emergency barrier to make your little bird a lot tougher, and only then choose between an iridium heatsink and a pulse discharger. Another key feature of the Black Swarm is that the effective range of its ECM modules is increased by 50%. This bonus alone allows you to provide support to the teammates that are fighting almost on the other side of the map. Some allied pilot has tough time dealing with a pesky interceptor? A stasis might be in order. An enemy gunship is coming for your engineer? Give him an opportunity to rethink his life choices with an ion emitter. Works like a charm. So we climb to ranks 10 to 12, and it's still as hard to pick the top dog. If we say that the deciding factor is how much an ECM helps his or her team though, we get at least 2 great picks. The Jericho ECM Nadachi and the Empire-built Magnetar. Both ships have that amazing bonus that increases the duration of ECM modules. Furthermore, they have almost the same number of modifier slots. By the way, we do not take into account the difference in their hull and shield modifiers. The former hails from Jericho and the latter from the Empire, after all. Let's look at their unique modules and guns instead. The Magnetar has unique remote ammunition detonation capabilities. When this module is activated, the target in range has its secondary ammo reserves explode, 1 missile at a time. It damages the ship, duh, and also forces the missiles to reload. If there are no secondary ammo reserves, no explosion for you, old chap, well, it's only fair. The Nadachi has a fairly interesting module as well. You can equip a piece of tech called Protocol Regulation. It defends your ship from any negative effects, but only for 3.5 seconds with a first level or a white module. Protocol Regulation also slows the enemy module recharge speed. The cooldowns are getting 3 times longer, but only for 9 seconds. That's eternity in combat time though, nothing to sneeze at for sure. Now, let's take a gander at their weapons. The Magnetar got a relatively new weapon called Energy Smite. This gun doesn't deal a lot of damage, but every hit with this bad boy burns enemy energy. Not surprisingly, it combos really well with energy-neutralizing missiles. Nope, our enemies don't need any energy, we're pretty sure. Now, it's the turn of the Nadachi, and, well, there's nothing extraordinary, just all the usual stuff. That's why in the end, we decided to pick the Magnetar. Glory to the Empire, we guess. In the next group, from rank 13 to rank 15, we see a great pick immediately, thank God. It's the Jericho ECM called Wakizashi AE, which also boasts the nice bonus for the duration of ECM modules. At the same time, this machine has access to the Moriarty virus, a very peculiar active module. This little thing makes enemy guns shoot at their own allies. This module works wonders while targeting enemy destroyers, long-range frigates, and gunships. It's more than enough to compensate for the low damage output of the Wakizashi itself. Choosing the best premium ECM was a torture, but in the end we chose the Jericho-built Karut. This is, and we do not say it lightly, the toughest interceptor in the game. Take a look at the module called Shield Seal. It increases your shield resistance to all types of damage for 900 points for a whole 4 seconds. Basically, it renders the Karut invincible. Also, a purple Shield Seal has a cooldown of 12 seconds. Yep, and that's not all. This is a multi-purpose module, which means that it works with the 8th implant, the Beta Accelerator Armadillo 2, or the Beta Accelerator CU-25B, whichever you like best. Another unique feature of this ship that is worth noting is the Thermal Reactive Shield. This is a special modifier that increases shield resistance to thermal damage and in a less effective way than the stock thermal modulator. What's the catch then? If you lose your shield, this thing blinds all enemies within the radius of 1.5 kilometers for 5 seconds, making them unable to lock on targets. Isn't that beautiful? This is it for today. Do you agree with this list of ours? Please share your top picks in the comments below, and see you in space.